everyone and everyone here, and nothing and no one. Got a name for these? I've chosen to go as anonymous. I'm going to talk more today about the ascension process. I said there's no ascension. Well, this kind of falls along the lines, the same category as the ascended masters. How it doesn't even make sense to call them that. It's like calling like a human being a goat, or a black guy Chinese. Doesn't make any sense because they didn't ascend anywhere. They recognized that they didn't have to go anywhere. But I want to just talk about the process of this so-called ascension, with this whole shifting thing that we're all going through and that some of us are feeling. And mind you, I'm new to this process, but yet ancient at the same time. So, elaborating on how there is no ascension, it's basically, this whole thing is just, what's happening is it's just everyone's individual perception collectively. It's like a collective thing, but it's individually based, because it's everyone's choice to decide when to remember and know and so-called ascend or whatever. And what's really happening is it's just a shift in each individual's perception of everything, i.e. themselves, because they're one of the same thing. So basically it's like it's just going from looking at the world we're in now is like well, that's good. In this if you're looking at it here in the as the third dimension rather than the third dimension, then that right there's the problem. That's where you fucked up. Yeah, if you're looking at this place like it's all crappy and you don't see and feel the love, there it is right there, man. It's same with yourself, your person, individual. It's all just a matter of getting everyone to be able to love themselves and see themselves as love and as worthy of love, because they are love. And the same with everyone else, and so on and so forth, the whole planet. And then I didn't want to get into this, but then that's where aliens, extraterrestrials, ETs come in. Anyone wonders what they're waiting on to show up and do what people want them to do? Well, that's it. Because everyone's so wrapped up in this perception of fear. So they ain't coming like that yet, man. They ain't gonna freak anybody out. Because everyone, that's really, again, these things are all so simple. So it's funny because it's so weird to go from being like everybody else and thinking that, got these, what about the big life questions, and to be like, to realize like the big life questions really aren't that big and the answers aren't either. And it's annoying too when you're like looking at people and wondering stuff, and you ask your guides and they're like, they just give you this quick, it's blah blah blah. Yeah, you already knew that. The same thing. And you're like, oh, elaborate. And they're just like, you really want me to elaborate? And you're like, yeah, dude, tell me, explain to me. Like, I think I got it, but just, I want to hear it. And then they tell you, and then they're going, and you're like, oh, Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I had. And they're like, yeah, why did you make me do it? I'm like, you know, I just wanted to double check, just bounce my stuff off of someone else who isn't really someone else, that is me. You know what I mean? Not you, but my guides. That's who I was saying that to. You wouldn't get this, I don't think, unless you get this. So yeah, the ascension, it's the new earth is the old earth. It's really just gonna be, the real change is not only just our viewpoint, but our relationship with it and with ourselves and each other. By being in loving relationship with ourselves as individuals and each other and the earth, that's going to bring about this whole new thing in perception, and things operate here off of our perception. Thank you, quantum physics, for finally catching up, and thank you, internet, for helping quantum physics that caught up with this a little while back by being able to make it get out there and start spreading so people can get this. Yeah, that's so once everyone knows everything is love and abundance, so on and so forth, then that's the way the world is going to have to operate here, because we all dictate that. The thing is since we're all co-creating together, you have a large percentage that they don't see it like that, so that's the dominating perception. So that's why everything looks the way to you how it looks now. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a bad thing. It's something we actually wanted. Believe it or not, it's something we wanted to experience in order to grow and expand in love, which is always going to be what appears to be the opposite of love. So it's like an appreciation thing. It's like taking a rich kid, for like those you want to know, like why do we come from knowing to forgetting? This sucks. I want to remember. Well, you do remember. It's just that you believe you don't, so you don't. So why we do that is like I said, taking a rich kid who's been eating like fine steaks and stuff his whole life, right? A nice Japanese A5 Wagyu steak, right? You know, then you take some kid from, I don't know, Panama or Compton, I don't know, and you know, someone who's been eating like, I don't know, Spam or something forever, or twigs and berries, and then you put that same steak, that A5 in front of them and let them start eating it. Which kid do you think is gonna appreciate that steak more? The one who that's all they've ever known? It's just a regular ass day? Or do you think it's gonna be, you know, the same thing? Take a kid whose parents have had Disney passes their whole life, and then take a kid who doesn't even know what a theme park is, and then bring them there to Disneyland. Whose eyes are gonna light up? Well, that's what we're doing here. That's what the expansion is. Let's see, should I go any more in that, or should I keep that one as its own separate topic? Essentially, because they're kind of tied together, so I could just throw it on in there now, huh? So, yeah, it's really that fucking simple. A lot of these things, it's gonna be like, I'd love to make it all complex like people are looking for, But it's just not. Life isn't complicated. It's us that make it complicated by believing that it's complicated. Life isn't hard. It's effortless. You don't have to try to be alive. You just are. It just is. So, yeah, man, like the whole ascending thing is, you know, nobody's gonna fly up anywhere and this going to 5D, and you know, it's just we're raising our vibration and frequency. But the funny part about it is we're not even raising it. We're just acknowledging where it already is. We're acknowledging what's already there. But it'll feel like you're raising. So, yeah, it just is what it is. It's not all. It's the same thing as searching for like enlightenment, which is essentially the same. It's everything's all tied in as one, but yeah, it's, you know, each individual that is looking for enlightenment and they want to help, you know, raise the planet. Well, you're already light, and that's what's so funny. That's one of the things I'll say is, since like waking up and remembering all this stuff, I gotta say, it is so fun and so funny, and it's so entertaining to like know that I was just like how most other people here are, and to now be watching and looking, and all you guys are so cute and adorable with your who am I? Why am I here? What's my purpose questions? Same ones I had. But now it's just like, it's just funny. It's just funny, and then, you know, it still hurts when I see people who, you know, they're suffering because they believe that that's what they're experiencing, but and I want to help and whatnot. That's why I'm doing these. Sorry. Distraction just went jogging by. Damn. Oh man, those things just wipe my memory clear. What was I saying? Oh no. Rewind. So I can... My train of thought is gone. Okay. Man. I gotta work on that, don't I? But why get rid of something that happens to me because I just love so hard? So, ascending, perception. Oh, this is embarrassing. They were beautiful. So, yeah. I was talking about people suffering and all that stuff. Oh, yeah. Okay. Whew, thank God for guides. Yeah, so, you know, it's interesting to watch, seeing how it's like I used to be right in there with everyone else, and now knowing like the truth of what reality is and the way life really is. It's just funny because it's like, you know, everyone's freaks out over all this stuff and gets all bent out of shape and upset and angry and in fear and anxiety, and it's just like you're standing there, and it's one thing that sucks is you're like, you stand there now like for someone like myself, and you're like, you know, you don't got to be feeling that. I mean, you don't have to. People, what are you talking about? So that's something I learned early on is don't. I learned pretty quickly to be able to feel people out, to know when someone's open to be able to tell them and help them, versus the ones who they are too busy loving and enjoying their suffering and separation to want to hear any of that. I want to interfere with their process, and that actually can be kind of like a difficult thing to go through. But yeah, the expansion, and it's just the contrast that is what helps to be able to appreciate love and light and positivity when that's all you know in that other dimension, realm, whatever you want to call it. You know, God's honest truth, when you're in eternity forever, just being all happy all the time and knowing and understanding everything, you legitimately just get bored. And then also there's a little bit more possibly to this process of what's going on here. We don't just come here just purely out of boredom. This place is multifunctional, as I think I understand it. If I end up ever being wrong about anything, I would love anyone correct me or whatever, so on and so forth. And I'll know if whoever corrects me is someone who actually legit like knows what they're talking about or not. But yeah, there's more to it, and you're all really, really important to the whole universe and this, that, and the other. And yeah, I don't want to get into, because I'm gonna do that separately, separate video for a separate time. Look at me indulging in the separation. That's something that's funny now. Is like, all now I mess around, right? Like, I'll talk to like God or whatever, angels, and say I got someone who cuts me off in traffic, and then I'm like, you son of a bitch, and then I grab the wheel. I'm like, I'm feeling the separation. Source. Or I make jokes now because I like other things that I like. The devil is out to get me, trying to mess up my day. You get behind me, devil. And I say that to the so-called devil. He laughs his ass off. They all laugh their asses off. Man, life is really fun. It's a game. Play. You choose how you feel. You could choose to be all pissed-offy all the time and all fear and freaking out. But if you allow yourself to just try that thing of knowing that if you're someone who believes, and so I'm gonna have to make one about for atheists. I'll figure that out. You're someone who believes in like some powerful being who made everything, and you think they're love and they made everything from themselves and everything's love. Well, when you feel those feelings, instead of being in resistance with them, just say yes, and as in, yes, I'm feeling what I'm feeling. I'm feeling fear. Yes, and it is love. And just try saying that to yourself and see what happens. You really, really, really might be surprised. Again, that's another one I gotta do. Yeah, you see, I wasn't prepared to do this channel at all. Or was I? Well, that's it. Unless I could think of anything else having to do with making the Ascension thing more clear. No, not at the moment. I don't feel like I really got anything else. If I do, I'll come back. I'll come back to you, and I'll make another one. Man, this sucks. I thought I could just like do one video on each topic, and then I got to keep covering. Then I watch the other videos, and I'm listening to people talking. I'm like, great, I got to do another one of those again too. Just, you know, just trying to help, because people, I see they get stuff, but they filter it through themselves. And so a lot of people who've been doing this, and this is why it's so weird for me to do this, but I'm all new and everything, and people have been doing this for like 20 plus years, and you know, it's their passion and their craft and whatnot. The thing is just I can't help but notice some discrepancies. And I know everyone has their own individual truth, and that's fine. I ain't trying to change none of that. I'm just putting out, again, suggestions for those people who it may resonate with them, and I may be right and I may be wrong, even though I know there's no such thing, because I don't judge. So basically these videos are for I don't know, whoever's meant to see it, and those ones who are able to watch it without judgment, enjoy, have fun. And remember, you can have it too, because you already do. Man.